So, we have a really packed schedule today. Lots of candidates to hear from. We are just a couple days away from the most important midterm election in history. We had an abysmal turnout in 2014 for the midterm, but just a few months ago in our primary here in Vermont, we had record-breaking turnout, and I feel really strong that we are poised to have record turnout again in a couple days. So we need all of you to take part, bring out your friends. Because we have such a tight schedule, I'm not going to be able to tell embarrassing stories about all of my friends up here. I'm going to have to move right along, and they're going to have to be pretty brief, but we really appreciate you coming out and hearing from these candidates. So we're going to get started right away with the candidate who's running for state rep in Washington 1, Jeremy Hanson.
Hi everybody. Like Krista said, I'm Jeremy Hanson. I'm running in Berlin and Northfield, and I will keep it short. And Krista alluded to this, but I don't need to tell you that we're in sort of a scary place in history right now. And you know this because when there's PBS specials made by Rick Steves that talk about the history of fascism and make connections to present-day events, you know that people are starting to wake up. And the takeaway message from that documentary was that democracy is fragile, and we can't take it for granted. And it's really encouraging to see all of you here today, because that shows me that democracy is alive and well. One of the German interviewees in that series said, education is one of the main ways to ensure that history is not repeated. And I think that's clear to everybody, but it doesn't mean that we look down on the underinformed or that we engage in petty online debates. I'm a computer scientist. I've seen social media from beginning to end, and it's not gotten better, we'll put it that way. That's not the place to fight your battles. And so many people are hurting right now, and it's really important for them to get your empathy. We need that, not your moral superiority. So these solutions the solutions to all of the issues that we have in the world today, I think, they lie within us, not with some individual who's going to stand in front of us and offer simple solutions to complicated problems. So speeches like this usually go something like, I'm standing up in front of you and telling you what you need to do, right? And so that irony isn't really lost on me. I'm white, male, but what I'm suggesting is that we need to spend more time, rather than listening to people standing up in front of you, we need to spend more time listening to the people who are sitting right next to you. And these are working people, people who live in poverty, our LGBT brothers and sisters, people with black or brown skin, and our kids. These are people that we need to spend more time listening to. If you have privilege, stand up for those that don't. The time for being apathetic is over. We can't afford it anymore. And I'm not just talking about voting. Voting is step one. But you need to encourage your neighbors to vote and your friends to vote. Give them a ride there if you can. It really is that important. Get involved in community building. We have a lot of opportunities to do that in Vermont. Help make Vermont resilient. Fight climate change. Fight hatred. We have a lot of national headwinds, and the more work that we can do here at the state level, the better we'll be off in the long run, I think. So, in the interest of keeping it short, I want to close with the eternal words of Rick Steves. Mission accomplished. Freedom and democracy are not guaranteed. We are all participants, and we are all responsible. Thank you.